What is going on, everybody? Prodigal Lion here, and today is a very, very sad day in the Naughty Dog and Uncharted and The Last of Us community. As of today, Bruce Straley has officially left Naughty Dog, and most of you probably know who he is, but if for some reason you don't, he was the director of The Last of Us, or co-director with Neil Druckmann, co-director of Uncharted 4: A Thief's Sin, co-director of Uncharted 2, and not to mention he's been involved in so many other great Naughty Dog games. The very first game he was ever involved in was back in 1999 with Crash Team Racing for the PlayStation 1, which that wasn't the very first game he was ever involved with, but that was the first Naughty Dog game he was ever involved with. So he goes all the way back to Crash back in 99, and he's been there for over 18 years. He worked on every Jak and Daxter game. He worked on Uncharted 1, 2, and 4, and with The Last of Us. So, if you've been following Naughty Dog lately, you'll know that he did go on leave. Like, after Uncharted 4 wrapped up and it was released, he went on a break. He went on leave. I think I read something that he said he was burnt out. Probably just burnt out from just working so much and doing, focusing all that on so many of the same projects for so long, for so many years. It would just go from one project to the next, the next, the next. I mean, 18 years. Naughty Dog working that hard on so many great games. I mean, it does. It probably takes a toll on you. So like I was saying, he did go on leave after Uncharted 4. He didn't have anything to do with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and The Last of Us Part 2 was announced, but it had already been announced he wouldn't be returning to direct The Last of Us Part 2. That Neil Druckmann would be the solo director this time around, rather than do co-directing. So. It didn't really surprise me that much, to be honest. Like I was hoping he wasn't gonna leave, but after he had been away for so long, it kind of started getting on my mind and worrying me. So when I read this article, it didn't really surprise me too much. So I'll link. There is a letter. It's on Naughty Dog's website. I will link it down to the description if you want to read the whole thing yourself. But there's one particular point I wanted to point out from his letter, and it's the reason why he left. He said it doesn't really give a specific reason, but this is what it says. It just says a few things before it, but then it says, but after heading up 3 extremely demanding projects and taking some extended time away from the office, I found my energy focusing in other directions, and I slowly realized this was the signal that it's time to move on. So what he means by focusing on other directions, we can only wait and see. We'll just have to see what his future projects are, what they hold, and if he goes onto another gaming studio, if he focuses on something completely different from video games, we'll just have to see. I'm very curious to see what he does next. I would really hope he doesn't go to another gaming studio just to do more directing or something like that. I really would like to see him do something completely different. I feel like if he goes to another studio just to do the same thing, it's kind of a slap in the face to Naughty Dog in a way. I mean, I wouldn't hate him. I would just kind of understand it's his decision, but I really, really hope that's not what he does. So, I mean, this is very, very sad. I'm very bummed. I would have liked to have seen him help with future Naughty Dog projects, especially after The Last of Us Part 2, because the Uncharted series is done more than likely, at least for now. I guess they could do I guess they could do some spin-offs like they did with The Last of Us. I mean, not The Last of Us, The Lost Legacy. They could just kind of do their own side games with different Uncharted characters. But we'll just have to wait and see. But even if they do that, what would the Last of Us team do after The Last of Us Part 2? I'm very curious to see what Naughty Dog's upcoming games are going to be, with the Uncharted series with Nathan Drake being done and The Last of Us Part 2, which I honestly feel like The Last of Us Part 2 will be the last of Us game. I don't think they'll make a third or fourth The Last of Us. I feel like it was already kind of a stretch if they would even make a sequel to The Last of Us. I feel like it's all going to get wrapped up pretty nicely in this. So we'll just have to wait and see what Bruce does. We'll just have to wait and see what Naughty Dog does. I mean, I'm very sad about this, but at the same time, I'm still excited for Naughty Dog's games. Naughty Dog is not a one-person team. As long as Neil Druckmann stays, I'm good. I mean, if we lose Neil Druckmann too, I'm going to be sad, because then, I mean, we'll have lost Amy Hennig, Bruce Straley, and then Neil Druckmann. So I really hope Neil sticks around to help with Naughty Dog for many years to come. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know what you guys think he's going to be up to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for more Naughty Dog content. And I will see you guys in the next video.